I used to have to look up how to crochet a magic loop every single time I made a granny square, but not anymore because I learned how to do it this way, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. Welcome to my first crochet tutorial. So all you're going to need is some yarn and a crochet hook. And I just want to preface this by saying I am right-handed, so I'm going to show you how to do it as a righty. So I'm going to have my hook over by my right hand, obviously, and you're going to want to have your yarn over here and the tail end of your yarn start by placing towards your body, like this. Attached to the ball, the end that's not attached should face like your belly button. Now, you're going to wrap it around and make a letter P. When you wrap it around, the yarn will be on top of the end tail yarn that's facing you. Now you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go over this and under this. Over, under, just like that. Now, you're going to take the yarn that is attached to the ball and you're just going to wrap it over your hook. Now, I recommend you grab here where the P comes together and lift it up now. Then you're just going to pull that yarn through and that's it. You've made your magic loop. Now what I like to do, as you just saw, is tension my yarn here on my left hand and then hold the magic loop I've just made in my other fingers here. Now, whatever the pattern calls for, you can start. So let's say I need to do 3 double crochets. So I'll chain 3 and then I will do my double crochet. And as you can see, I'm still holding those 2 pieces of yarn in my left hand, and I'm going to go around both of them when I do my double crochet. Pull through 2, pull through 2, and my next double crochet. So that would be my first 3 double crochets. Let's say, for example, I'm making a typical granny square. I made chain 1, do 3 more double crochets, now once I've made some of my stitches, you'll see that I still have quite a big loop here. What I'm going to do is just take the end and I can just tighten it a little bit. I don't have to tighten it all the way just yet until I'm done going all the way around with my stitches. So I've done 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 1 double crochet, so I'll do 2 more. As you can see, I'm keeping my fingers on the loop here. It helps to make sure that you work into that loop easily. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 1. So that's my whole round. Now that I've done all the stitches, I can pull this all the way tight. And I can join my work in the round into the first stitch with a slip stitch. And I can even tighten it a little bit more. So there you go. Now I'm going to show it a few more times really slowly. So I've got the yarn facing my belly button. I wrap around to make the letter P with the working yarn that's attached to the ball on top. I'm going to go over and then under. I'm then going to take my working yarn, wrap it around my hook from back to front, and then I'm going to pick it up where these yarns cross each other and pull the yarn under. And that is it. That's the whole loop. The trick is holding it here as you work those first few stitches of your round. So like I said, let's say we're just making a regular granny square. I'll chain 3 for that first double crochet. Make sure you have the two ends on the left hand and just the loop on the right hand side here. And then you just work your double crochets or whatever your pattern calls for over both strands here. Like I said, if you need to tighten it a bit, you can pull on the end there, tighten that up. But I would still leave yourself some amount of loop to work into until you're all the way done with that round. And I just keep my fingers on the loop here, just because it helps me make sure I'm getting into that loop and working around both strands of yarn here. So let's do it one more time, slowly. I've got the end tail of my yarn facing me. I'm going to wrap around and make a letter P with the yarn on top. I'm going to go over and under, like that. I'm going to wrap over my hook and pull it through into that circle. Now, I'm going to tension my yarn. I'm going to use my thumb and middle finger to hold where the yarns cross over here on the circle, where it became a P when we made it look like a P. And I'm going to start my first stitch. Sometimes it can help to put even your ring finger down here to just kind of hold the circle, but really it's pinching between the thumb and the forefinger here to just get you into that first stitch. 1, 2, 3. Now, the loop that made the P is on this side. The two strands are on your left hand, which you're holding, so it makes it easier to work into. And you just start whatever stitch your pattern calls for. Here we're assuming we're just making a plain granny square. So we would do our 3 double crochets, maybe chain 1, and then continue that all the way around. Chain 1. And that's all the stitches for my round. I'm going to tighten it all the way by pulling that loose end. That was the end that originally was facing you. And now I'm just going to join in the round with a slip stitch. And that's the first round of my granny square. Well, I really hope that was helpful. I know that when I learned how to do Magic Loop this way, it changed the game for me. I never had to look up how to do it again. And I feel that once you get the hang of it, it's just so easy to do, especially out in the wild. You don't need to have it laying on your desk like I showed you in this tutorial. You'll get so comfortable doing it that you'll be able to do it anywhere. So I really hope this makes your crocheting more enjoyable and more fun and efficient also. And if you think you have an even better way to do a crochet magic loop, please let me know in the comments. I would love to learn. See you next time.